In the land of words with flera, there's a tasty one, chingadera. Its spice is bold, beyond compare, but use it wisely, with great care. It dances on the tongue, debonair, but might cause a stir, so beware. Chingadera is fun, a word so rare. Just be mindful when you share.
Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Hello, how is everybody this morning? It is Friday. Cue the Friday music.
Thank God.
Yes. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get-together live here on Facebook. You know the drill. We get together, we look at news, we look at headlines, we find out what's going on out there, we find out what's going on in your lives, we take a look at your questions, and we all gain something because we discover something that we didn't know before, or something to that effect. Today is a very interesting day, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But first, how is everybody doing? As usual, well, not as usual, I might as well cough it up. Something happened this morning that I didn't expect to happen. Yesterday, I got home late because I had my music appreciation presentation, and I had a fair amount of news to process early this morning. Like, for example, there are headlines in the news today that Munguia, our mayor, is finally going to he's going to deliver on the promise of removing public transportation from El Centro during the weekends. We have headlines about announcing the new 5 or maybe 6, I don't remember, city managers for Puerto Vallarta. This is a new tier that we didn't know anything about like 1 week ago, a new tier of responsibility, a new level of management. There are news about how crazy traffic is, but that's not news. We already knew that. We have news about the controversy that's going on with the new film that many people are talking about, Emilia Pérez. It's a musical about, I understand, about a mob, cartel, something like that. There's controversy because it just won major picture awards at the Golden Globe, but Mexicans don't seem to be happy with the film. I really want to dive into that. We have news about an LGBT office. So everything seemed to indicate that we're going to have a fantastic show this morning, but you know what? I slept in. Where is my wah, wah, wah? Let's try this one. I slept in. I didn't mean to. Please don't hold it against me. I totally slept in, didn't get a chance to prepare all my notes for these news. So the bad news is that I'm rambling what's going on, and I really want to give you more details, but I can't because we got here late. But tomorrow is going to be a killer newsy broadcast day. You know what we're going to do today, other than me just killing time silly? We're going to have a Q Fest. Today, you are going to make the news. You are going to ask me all the questions that you want, and you're going to put a capital letter Q in front of them, and I'm going to be compelled to answer each and every one of them. Just keep it decent, please, or keep it funny. Either way, I apologize for not having a hefty set of news prepared for today. I didn't expect to oversleep, but please think about all those nights in which you have not been able to sleep well, and finally you get a good night's sleep, and think about how well you felt about that. So that's exactly what is going on here. So please indulge me that. Now, let me get my button pushing machine ready so that I can cue the weather and we can see what's going on out there. Hello, weather. Let me put it on my own screen. And Snarky Weather says, oh, goodness, I already called dibs on Greenland. Oh, don't get me started. It is 20 degrees right now. Humidity is high as at 82%. And our weather forecast for today says overcast skies plus some patches of sun shining through with a chance of rain of 34%. It never rained really yesterday. I mean, we may have had a little bit of a drizzle, but it really didn't rain. It is today's high is expected to be 23. The low is expected to be 19. So that's today. Tomorrow, light rain throughout the day with a high of 21 and a low of 17. And then Sunday, rain in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 23, a low of 17. What a perfect weather pattern to stay home and chill. Of course, if you're visiting our city, you're not going to enjoy that. I'm seeing a bunch of cues, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. I do have a couple of announcements. First of all, we had a lovely music appreciation presentation yesterday on opera, and it was well attended, and I was very, very grateful. And I announced what is going to be the next music appreciation presentations. I might as well mention them. And the first one that's coming up is brand new. It's called Say What. And we are going to talk about lyrics that say more than they seem. Now, what do we mean with that? Well, sometimes there's hidden meaning in the lyrics. Sometimes we hear the lyrics wrong, and all of a sudden we realize what the lyrics are meant to say. And either way, it is not what we expected it to be. So that is what we are going to tackle on this presentation. Of course, there are instances of classical music that is meant to say something else. Amy Armstrong hinted at me. She said, well, there's a lot of songs about masturbation. And I'm like, well, I don't know that we're going to do an entire show on masturbation songs, but it should be a lot of fun. This is going to happen on January 23rd at the Joint Boutique Hotel, as always. I was so happy because Eric was there yesterday. Eric, who owns the hotel, my friend and my community partner, and he's planning some improvements for the events room where we do the music appreciation presentation. So I'm really excited about that. And then my first presentation in February is called Bring a Tissue. Bring a Tissue. We're going to explore music that makes us sad and movie film scenes that make us cry. We are not beating around the bush. You are going to need to bring a tissue for my first presentation in February, just before Valentine's Day. How about that? We are going to look at the raw emotional power of music and how music has the potential to move us and to transform our emotional being into whatever the music wants. So it should be a lot of fun to do that. Of course, this coming week, I'm excited because we are going to have the spotlight On Wednesday, we're going to be met with by Mari Torres de Gonzalez. She's going to talk about acupuncture and biomagnetism, alternative medicine procedures. Neil Gerlowski is going to talk about a new hike and feast in which you go into the forest, you forage, you grab things to eat, and then you cook them and you prepare them. So that sounds fascinating to me. I hope it sounds interesting to you. And now, let's see. Pam, 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 pam. Let's see. It is time for your cues, and I hope you've accumulated a bunch of them. Once again, I apologize for a sketchy section of news and for not having more announcements, but tomorrow is going to be a blast. Ah, coffee's good this morning. Let's see. Oh my God, it's snowing in other places. Good Lord. Many good mornings, which I appreciate very much. There's a queue. Albert, hola cluster from Centro. Another great dinner at Pizza Joe's after the fantastic opera presentation. Who knew opera was so fascinating? Thank you, Paco, for making it fun and interesting. My pleasure. My pleasure. Yes, who knew? Who knew that opera was fun? I love it. Let's see. Let's see. Another one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Betsy. Had a wonderful evening enjoying Paco's opera presentation. It was fun, wasn't it? Let's see. Hello, Diane. You know, Diane and husband keep coming and going, and I always enjoy bumping into you guys. It always happens that we're running to each other one place or another. So I hope you are having a wonderful time now. The music appreciation was the bomb. Thank you very much, Stan. I'm so glad you guys were there. Let's see. Oh boy, Emilia Pérez, poor Selena Gomez, is being crucified online for her acento bien pocho. Well, you know, fuck. People. And it's funny because my experience at Hedwig, I was so moved by it. It stays with me. All these artists, okay? Their intention is, and in this case, I'm talking about filmmakers, producers, actors. You know, all these people go out to try to do the best they can. Sometimes they deliver, sometimes they don't. In this film, there must be something good about it because it won the Golden Globe Award, I think, for Best Picture, and it's being shredded. I mean, what do we need? What do we need? Why are we so complainy all of a sudden? Let's see. Chris, thank you for empathy. Which, with the cooler temps, it makes sleeping in so easy. I too slept in. You are correct. Let's see. Selena Gomez is also getting nominated for major awards for the performance. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. You know, I'm very happy that it is going to be screened here in Puerto Vallarta, because I want to find out more about the film before I go watch it, and I want to see what's going on with it. I hear you. Thank you very much for that very interesting comment. Does Luna sleep late too? Yes, she does. You know, sometimes. The mornings in which she's really hungry, I can have a tongue bath without any kind of announcement. But yeah, she usually sleeps in as well. Thank you, Michal. A good sleep is so good for you and your soul. That is very true, and that's how I'm feeling this morning. Last year, a fellow traveler mentioned symphony in Puerto Vallarta, maybe at the American School. Do you have info about how and where we can attend? Yes, there is a group of musicians that call themselves a symphony orchestra. And I think they go by Vallarta Symphony. And I'm sure there is a Facebook page. I'm sure I'm not a fan, but that's just me. It's not for me. It's not for me. But yes, there is an ensemble that call themselves the Vallarta Symphony. And I am sure that they have a Facebook page where you can find more information about them. Let's see. I have been allowing myself to sleep as much as I want since the new year. No alarms, and my mood has greatly improved. Muffin, that makes me so very happy because there's nothing worse in Puerto Vallarta than a muffin turned bad. Yes, we don't want muffin in a bad mood. No. Did you have time to put shorts on? Oh my God, it's cold down there. It's cold in the Midlands. Of course I'm wearing shorts. Only once did I do coffee and headlines wearing my undies. But you'll never know which episode that was. Oversleeping is my notification that I need to make up for earlier lost sleep. Yeah. Yes, I hear ya. Oversleep can also be a sign of depression or your body reacting to lots of big feelings. Welcome to my life, Sean. That is me. You just described me. I suffer from depression. So oftentimes I ask myself that very important question. Am I oversleeping because I cheated on my body the night before? Or I've been exposing myself to a lot of excitement? Or am I oversleeping because I am depressed? It is something that I ask myself on a regular basis. And if you out there, anyone is prone to depression, it is an important question. Thank you for bringing that up because we should all be mindful of that. That's a great comment. Good morning. Auditions begin tonight for Teatro Sin Borders' next play, Harvey. Check out their website for details. Thank you very much for that, John. As a matter of fact, I bumped into Sandy McDonald, who is the director, not of this play. John Shepard is, I understand, the director for this new production. But Sandy is the founder of Teatro Sin Borders. We had dinner together last night after she attended my presentation. And I learned, I don't know if you've seen Harvey. Harvey is an invisible character, but not on this production. And if I'm giving something away, I don't mean to spoil it, but it's going to be interesting how the next production of Harvey in town, or the first, I should say, I don't think Harvey has ever been produced in Puerto Vallarta, how it's going to turn out. Let's see. Carmen. Carmen says, still a few tickets available for Flavors of the Western Sierras on Thursday. Hurry, get yours by clicking Oculto by El Arrayan Facebook event. Look for buy your ticket link, pay online. Thank you very much for that reminder, Carmen. I'm so glad that things have been going well. And look at a name from my past. AJ, what a pleasure to read you. Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year to Melissa. It's been ages, but what a pleasure to connect from friends from the present and from the past. As it happens, AJ, I have friends from Boston from way back then visiting me this week. So thank you. Thank you. I remember you, and I'm humbled that you remember me. Let's see. I'd like to make up my own mind about movies. Thank you for that. I'd like to take into account what people are saying, but at the end of the day, I'd like to come up with my own conclusions as well. Sean says, I think the negative reaction in Mexico is because for the main actor is trans and trans issues are at the forefront in it. That might be a good reason. I'm not going to agree or disagree on this because I'm also tempted to talk about the cultural tendency of Mexicans to criticize other Mexicans, which is a fascinating thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, thank you for that because it makes me even more curious to find out what's going on with the film. My goodness, undies. Yes, undies. Not today. I'm wearing shorts, but not undies. Uh, mm, 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 mm. The main actress in Emilia Pérez is trans, and there is a trans storyline which could lead to some of the reactions in Mexico. Again, I will do my deep dive and have a look at that. Wow. Boom, boom, boom. We are in Puerto Vallarta today and watching you while having breakfast at Angeles. Well, I don't know where Angeles is, but Greg, I sure hope that you will enjoy your time in our city. It's a little chillier than usual, and I hope that's okay by you. Those of us that live here year round, well, some of us are enjoying it. I am enjoying it, although I need to remember to set up my alarm. And with that said, I think it is time to wrap it up. Unless you have any last minute questions, thank you so much for being here today. And you now have a clear idea or a good idea of what we're going to bring to the table tomorrow, plus whatever new news we run into between now and then. Thank you for being great sports, and thank you for helping us amplify our message by subscribing or sharing or commenting or forwarding. It all goes a long way to keep us producing content here at Coffee and Headlines. So go and have a wonderful Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, 10:30 as usual. Have a good one.